Quintus Septimius Florens Tertullianus, or simply Tertullian, was an overseer in Carthage and wrote between AD 195 and AD 215. Tertullian was born to pagan parents and received a classical education in Roman law. When he was converted around AD 185, he sought to transform his own personality to become truly like Christ. His wife was also a Christian. Because of his familiarity with Roman law, many of Tertullian's works are in Latin. Tertullian is called the father of Latin Christianity, and rightfully so. It was in Carthage, not Rome, that Christians first wrote in Latin. Tertullian had to translate Greek thought into Latin language, possibly creating Latin words and phrases that did not exist before. He was the first major revolutionary Christian thinker. His writings greatly advanced theology in the church. Tertullian was very conservative and strict, so he often wrote in a very strong and harsh spirit. He lived to be an old man, perhaps even to the age of 85. His most famous works include Apology, The Shows, Against Praxeas, and The Veiling of Virgins. Later in life, perhaps around AD 210, Tertullian joined the Montanists. This was a schism of Christianity, started by Montanists, which he called the New Prophecy. Cyprian was an overseer in Carthage about 50 years after Tertullian. Jerome wrote, I have seen a certain old man, Paul of Concordia, from a town of Italy. While he was a very young man, he had been secretary to the blessed Cyprian, who was already advanced in age. He said that he had seen how Cyprian was accustomed never to pass a day without reading the works of Tertullian, and that he frequently said to him, Give me the master, meaning Tertullian. Tertullian was a presbyter of the church until middle life. Afterwards, he was driven by the envy and abuse of the clergy of the Roman Church to lapse into the doctrine of Montanists, and mentions the New Prophecy in many of his later books. About Christianity, Tertullian wrote, Men are made Christians, not born Christians. The more often we are mowed down by you, the more in number we grow. The blood of Christians is seed. Condemn the truth, if you have the heart, but only after you have examined it. We read that the flesh is weak, and for this reason we soothe ourselves in some cases. Yet we also read that the Spirit is strong. Then why do we, too given to excuse ourselves, put forward in our defense the weak part of us and not look at the strong? Why shouldn't the earthly yield to the heavenly? If the Spirit is stronger than the flesh, because it is of nobler origin, it is our own fault if we follow the weaker.